start at the level you're at and maximize it until you hit that ceiling that you are saying, I am an expert. And even then, he always tells you, look behind, look on the sides, make sure that that square that you're in, that level, that you've maximized every corner of it before you level up.
You hear us?
Hi there.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Do you remember us?
Yes, I do. The
Awesome.
brothers. Oh,
Maybe just a little bit more back so we're able to fit in.
I
There we go.
love that lion.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. So kind of just I saw I got to get the 10 minutes with Bobby, so I was like, well, Sophia must have a website. And I see on the website it offers it there for you. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get it.
Yes, I'm so glad you did. So I know that
Awesome.
you guys met with Bobby that one day that you were here in Florida.
Florida, correct.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was a great
awesome.
experience and kind of changed my perspective. I was like, real estate, real estate, real estate. And he told me to go into the commercial lending, especially by 2024. The beginning of it's going to be a great industry to be in. So that's where we just put all our focus into that, completely forgot about real estate. And that's what we're building right now.
Amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Glad. So how can I help you? What's the question you have for me so that I could be able to give you some good value that you could take back
Awesome.
with you?
Perfect. Perfect. So kind of we just started. We have four lenders, about three to four lenders, kind of in our network, like real estate ones, business ones, like National Business Capital, Go Capital, kind of a little bit bigger ones. And the issue we're having at the moment is getting the lenders was easy, building the website was easy, all of that stuff was easy for us. It's just getting clients is kind of where we're having trouble. We're doing cold email outreach and we're getting the leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And same thing, we're doing LinkedIn outreach, which is like we have like a bot that like sends out like automated messages like with their industry and like what position they're in, so it looks more like personalized. And those are the two major things. We just started with our marketing, so we have don't have a lot of like insights to know if it's really working or not. But we just wanted to kind of our main question is like how do we get clients and what did BH do to get clients and stuff.
So I think for somebody that's just getting started, like both of you, one of the things that you should try is going out and going to vendors that have equipment, right? So forklifts, bulldozers, any kind of equipment vendor that you see that's in your area. Go and present yourself and say, hi, my name is so and so. I have a commercial lending company and I would like to see if you have any deals that you haven't been able to get done through your traditional bank. Can you give us your declines or the ones that are just not that perfect fit for your bank?
I got you. I got you. So go to those vendors and they already have lenders like traditional big banks, but they won't approve them because they're not making enough income or things like that. And
It
then
could
that
be that it's a mom and pop shop, a startup. It could be that, the credit just doesn't fit the credit box for that particular bank. It could be so many different reasons, but it's still a good client, right? So you're able to take at least their declines so that you could then now start at least somewhere. You're going to get the worst deals at the very beginning and you're going to go through them and you're going to see, wow, what a waste of time because that I wasn't able to get the deal done because it was a trash deal, right? But it teaches you so much. You're able to start learning what a deal is all about, learning that, the application process, what it was to speak to a lender, how to submit the deal to a lender. When it repeat, when they return the deal, you'll be able to understand the decline or even the They could send you an approval with maybe, hey, I can't do it with 10% down, but if they put 50% down, we could do the deal. At least you're able to then go back to that vendor and you're even giving him an approval. It might not work for the borrower, but hey, you came back with an approval at least. So they start respecting you and they'll start sending you deal. Another way of getting deals right now is go to different businesses, right? Go knock at their door and present yourself and leave a flyer and say, hey, we do commercial capital for any working capital needs that you need. Here it is. Reach out if you need anything. Some businesses are going to tell you, I didn't know that I could get a business loan, or if I needed an equipment that I could get a loan for an equipment. So knocking on all these doors at the beginning, you're going to have to go do it, you know, in
Yeah.
person, get your face out there, let them know that you exist. Go to your networking events around your area, the Chamber
Okay.
of Commerce. Go over there and present yourself. Hey, I'm a a new business. I'm doing capital commercial capital loans. Here's my business card. Start networking with realtors, start networking with mortgage brokers. Um Anybody and everybody that you can network with and just start giving out your cards. It's going to be a little bit of a process. You're not going to get deals that easy at the very beginning. But once you get that flow and you get one or two, you're going to see that automatically you start they start coming in, you know?
Okay, you
Um,
think from that as well, we'd get a lot of word to mouth clients where it worked for them, and the friend maybe doesn't have as good of credit and would work with them as well.
Correct. Yeah, and depending the lenders that you're getting right now, you want to take on those non-traditional deals, non-conventional deals that don't have you know, they only have bank statements, for example. And some lenders will lend businesses based on their bank statements, not on their tax returns. You're talking
Okay, I'm gonna
about
think.
higher rates and all that stuff, but when you're a small business, when you're a startup, when you're a business that's a mom and pop, that you don't keep those records that the banks need, that traditional banks needs, that's what you have to do. And, sometimes it doesn't what I would do is that sometimes a business owner is gonna tell you, "Oh my god, that's so expensive, that rate, that." Well, let's do this. You right now, you don't have your documents the way a traditional bank needs them to be in order to approve you. Let's get this loan. Let's get your finances in place, and well, then you could then go refinance it, right? That's one way. But another thing is that sometimes it doesn't matter. Don't look at so much of the rate as much as the payment. If the business can afford that payment and it's going to produce more income for the business, forget the rate. It
I got
doesn't
you.
matter
So
what
on
the
the
rate
rate.
is.
So
Yeah,
hey,
so that's
Sophia,
where you need to put on your sales hat. And not that you're trying to make anybody pressure anybody into a loan, but when a business needs capital for whatever reason, whether it's buying the equipment or if it's working capital or if it's a factoring loan, to in order for that business to scale, there's no other way of doing it. You need that loan. What you need to concentrate in is that the business covers the commercial loan, and that you look into getting your finances intact so that you could go get a better rate loan down the road.
Gotcha. Okay. So, obviously that would be like an MCA loan. That would be the highest interest one. That tends to be the highest interest one. What would be like? I mean, of course, the lenders once we go to refi, they would go ahead and recommend which one they would be like the best to refi and put that one in. Is there like a preferred one though that you recommend, like an equipment line one
Well,
or
it all depends on the type of loan. Let's
right?
say that you have a roofer that wants a bucket truck. You're not
Mhm.
gonna go get that roofer an MCA if you could go get that roofer a equipment loan. You could
Right.
either get an equipment leasing or an equipment finance loan. A better way better option to get them an equipment loan because he could write off a bunch of the, of that loan interest and different things that they could do with their business because they got an equipment loan. Now, if it's something that that business needs working capital for example, to pay employees or to something that they need to purchase that's not an actual collateral, then you need to go to the MCA loans or a factoring loan. But it all depends. You want to try to understand the different types of loan so that you're able to offer your client the best fit for that customer. You don't want to be one of those commercial loan officers or agent that is out there for you to receive commission. Because if you go out there to sell just anything and that business doesn't succeed, I'm not saying it's your fault, but if you give them a loan that just doesn't work out for that business, really, do you feel good that you're doing something that you're just doing it because you want commission? Or do you really want to go out there to find loans to really benefit that client? So later on, that client is going to bring you organic business automatically because they're going to say, wow, they were awesome. They knew that what type of loan I needed. I got the right thing. My business now is succeeding. I was able to scale. Who am I going to call all the time and also refer? Is you guys, right? So always be proactive in trying to do the best for your client and not for the commission that you're going to make.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was kind of thinking as well. I was gonna ask this as well. Like, it was kind of like a two-part question of like, how often do people actually take out second, third, fourth different loans? We were thinking of also like how some businesses have like kind of like a client relationship where like we'll get their birthdays or their company birthdays, anniversaries, send them emails, send them like letters, handwritten letters, and things like that to kind of keep up a relationship with them. Because of course, it would be nice how you're saying a relationship based, relationship with the person of like, hey, they're gonna come and get a second loan with us. Their friend who's also in the same industry because they network in their own construction industry. Hey, well, I got these guys over here, Finance America. They can go ahead and help over here and whatnot.
Yes, 100%. That's what you want. It's a relationship based with all your clients because who's going to bring you the most business is your own clients. So that organic business is what you want to thrive for all the time. Now, you could buy
Mhm.
leads, right? You could go out there. There's a bunch of lead generators out there for this. I mean, there's plenty. I mean, one of the biggest one is Zoom Info. Expensive right now for you guys just starting off. So it's not, sometimes it's not feasible, but there's like 4 or 5 lead generators that I'll send them to you so you could look them up. But at the very beginning of your business, you're not generating any income. It's kind of hard unless you have capital that you can, you know, infuse in your business, which is always the best thing. So, knocking on vendors, any kind of dealers that sell equipment, go knock on their door. That's you're gonna be your best bet right now.
I got you. We do have a little bit of capital we can invest, like 10 or 15 grand. We did look into like marketing agencies where they would like create ads for you and do that, but that was like way out of budget. It was like 25,000 per month. So that we took that out of the way. But buying leads, we did look a little bit of information about that. And but the main thing we found with buying leads was like MCA loan leads, and that's where they were saying like if you buy 10,000 leads, you're lucky to close one. So it didn't make any
Yeah,
sense
you
for
need
us.
hot leads. Those are not hot leads.
Okay.
Those are leads that are you're just throwing the
Burn.
dice. I could send you one that you're gonna pay just a few couple of $1,000s, but they're all cold leads. You're gonna be cold calling them. These are people that have already gotten either MCA loans or they have a UCC filing, meaning that they have purchased an equipment before and there's an UCC filing because they have lent the money on that equipment. You could call those leads and they're cold calls, but you could call them and say, "Hey, I see that you have an existing commercial loan. Is there any other needs that I can help you with? Refinancing, getting you more cash, and they're cold calls. You have to get on the dialer and just dial for numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
we
that
definitely have no problem on that. We're taking up all the advice that you and Bobby are giving us. So we started the business, we started the website, we called the lenders, we cold called the lenders. That's how we got them too, and everything. And we have cold calling experience, so that's no issue at all. And so we're definitely gonna go do the door to door with the vendors and the cold calling and everything.
and the
Now,
businesses, door to door with
yeah,
businesses too.
right,
Nail
yeah,
salons, restaurants, bakeries. I mean, like anything. Really go to a shopping center and
That's
go
what I was
drop
thinking.
off your flyers at all the doors at the shopping centers.
Okay,
That's the way to start. And if it's not them, they have a friend that they know and so forth.
I got you. I got you. That's a good idea. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So we were also thinking, like, we were kind of thinking about the door to door part, where of doing a what's it called, like a mail thing, like a mail campaign. Do you
Yeah.
think that would work, or do you think it would be? I mean, of course, it
It's
would always be more.
expensive. I mean, I could also send you the information to the mail house that we use, that they're great. They know it inside out. But it is expensive. You're gonna spend some dollars. I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
it's a
we're
big
willing to
expense.
invest. We don't have crazy amount of money, but we have like 10 grand that we can put into this, 10, 15 grand that we can put into this, and we're willing to invest and take the risk. It's not a problem for us.
Yeah.
We did look at the mailing thing, and that's what's another question we had. It is effective. You're doing it, or you guys did it. It is effective to like pay, like to send it to businesses. Those like cards, like
Yep.
postcards and things.
Gotta
Okay,
make
so
sure that you know that you're using. I will introduce you to a mail house because you could be sending wrong mailers, the
Yeah.
wrong type of material. I mean, it's so funny because Brad and I did today a little podcast in our YouTube channel about all of this, about marketing and branding and so forth, how important it is. So you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing.
Okay.
I
Um,
got you.
I will send you over a few numbers where you could reach out, and I'll do an introduction for you, and you could take it from there.
Awesome, thank you for that. Yeah, because we were like thinking, like, if we could call them, contact them, of like how do they get that. We were thinking how like Regis offices are like an entire floor, how we can market to just that one floor of the building. Different ideas to be able to send to the proper people. The mailers, because they're pretty expensive, like 40, 50 cents each. And that adds up, and if we're sending half of them to the wrong place, it just goes down from there, from the funnel.
Yeah.
And
Another thing you could go do is, those shared space offices down here. It's called Space. I don't know. There's different names.
Faces, yeah,
Every
faces, Regis.
yeah,
Regis, all of those. They allow. They do once a week open, um, networking stuff, and they allow businesses to come in and do a little, 20-minute presentation. You should try that.
Okay.
okay.
Another question I have is, we didn't really.
Um, she's drinking mountain water.
Yeah.
Mountain water is the best. So yeah, it's
Converse. I'm gonna start
do
going
door to
door to
door.
door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
And but you need to go to like fancy malls or like downtown, or things like that. And they have a little bit more capital that they're producing per month to be able to sell them that. But yes, it'd be great there. What other questions do we have here? Let's ask this one. What is she currently doing with Farina Financial?
I think she's buying these and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Now, good thing she's actually connected with that. What I wanted to ask too was, what's her experience with like online marketing? Like, okay, we understand now, but, like, because there's honestly not much you can do in terms of door to door, or saying like free. You gotta pay.
That's fine. We'll print it on Staples and we can get those flyers.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry,
no,
guys.
that's no problem. Yeah. Oh yeah, no
No
worries,
worries,
no
no
worries.
worries,
I have an allergy and it's just
no worries, no worries. But another question we didn't really think about equipment financing, but I like that, especially equipment for these things are expensive, so it's bigger loans and stuff. We were with our outreach, like email outreach and like LinkedIn outreach. We were mostly doing healthcare.
Doctor. Yeah.
Doctors and stuff who maybe want to open up a new practice, like not a new practice, a new like building and stuff. Would you recommend to stick with that or go to equipment?
you could do in general equipment.
General equipment. Okay.
you
General
know? Yeah, or stick if you wanna stick and be very niche,
for industries.
do the niche.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spas, you know, the spas right now are very, very popular.
Okay.
Aesthetics. Aesthetics is something that dentists are doing. Um, regular general practitioners, they're adding the spa stuff to their practices. So if you want to stick to that, do niche. Niching is great.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Niching is something that if you want to really nail down, and we were talking about that today in our podcast as
I'm
well,
definitely gonna watch that podcast.
is that you when you start niching,
what I want to tell her is like the only reason why we did the doctor, not the only reason, but the reason why we did doctors.
What's up, guys?
What's
So
up?
I'm Sophie's marketing director. So it's
Okay, perfect.
yeah, I'm actually the one that was doing the
On the
podcast with her
podcast.
today, so I can help you guys a little bit, fill in for her a
Perfect.
little bit here.
Well, actually, let me ask you this here
Yeah.
real quick, since you're the marketing guy.
Mhm.
We were thinking of like we talked with Chamber Media and stuff like that. That's where we got the really high quote and everything like that. Now we
Mhm.
really like them. They're very good. They're one of the best, right, in the space. But we can't, we can't even mimic them right now. So they had told us to like focus on like Facebook ads. We were originally going to do YouTube because we were like, YouTube is going to give us 30 seconds free, and it's going to give us a mass amount of market, and it's also going to go in front of YouTube channels that are for financing. We can target those ones. Now they had recommended no, they had recommended Facebook, and we were thinking to invest into Google ads. Just wanted your thoughts on that.
So they're two different types. So one of them is intent driven, and then the other one is I'm forgetting the actual term, but basically like it's interest and intent driven. So Google is more intent driven. So if they're searching, like if somebody's
Right.
on Google and they search need money now, commercial
Exactly.
loans, I need cash, whatever, Google is tied with YouTube, so it's the same style. So you're pretty much bidding
Mm,
on keywords. Commercial loans an extremely saturated market. So what happens is the more people are in your
The more
market
expensive it gets per
that are
click.
bidding, the higher the price is per cost per click. So the higher your cost per click. Facebook, it's a little bit cheaper because it's based on interest. So pretty much they're just collecting data, and anything that, the user is showing interest in, like if they're watching a lot of videos that are, specific on about like commercial loans or business or whatever, they're going to show that kind of content to them. So it's a little bit cheaper. It's not as hot of a lead though.
right.
I get
So
what yeah,
that's the difference. It's not as hot of a lead. It's more like awareness, focused.
awareness. Okay.
Yeah. So
So
I mean, it's really up to you. It's really up to how much money that you guys have. But I would definitely go the organic route, like what Sophia is telling you guys.
Okay,
Especially
definitely, yeah.
right now, starting off, you want to exhaust like every single
Right.
one of those, and not just do one. Cap it. You're like, okay, this didn't work. Now I'm gonna go do the other thing. Do them all
Do
at the
everything at
same
once and
time.
see what works the best.
All
right.
of them at the same time. Exactly. It's you
Okay.
want to throw crap at the wall and see what sticks. Just do everything organic, everything that you could do that's cheap right now, free. All your email stuff. Set up a freaking QR code. At all these businesses like your shopping centers. Your Publixes, everything that's high traffic. Do a flyer. Put a QR code that you could collect the data and collect those emails. If they read the flyer and they scan it, they obviously show some kind of an interest
Right.
in your commercial loan, or maybe they know somebody, but now you have their email. But
Yeah.
you have to add value to it. It's like, hey, set up a free consultation, for something, or hey, get a free, welcome pack or something that gives you the top 10 best ways to whatever to save money in your business. You know, dude,
Gotcha.
SEO on your website. Start writing
Yeah.
blogs.
Yeah.
You
We're
guys
We're
need
working
starting
on
writing
that. Yeah.
blogs.
Dude, do a blog a day, and it needs to be like trendy, what people are talking about right now in the business world, especially around commercial loan financing and stuff like that. What's going to happen is you're naturally going to index higher and higher. The more clicks you get, the more attention your website gets. You'll start to index higher and higher on Google, so you'll start to show up on that first page, while everybody else has to pay to show up on the first page. You
Got
might not
Gotcha.
show up 1 through 5 because those are paid spots, but you're gonna
Yeah.
show up maybe 6, 7, 8 down on the list.
When people scroll down, we'll at least be there. They have that brand recognition because we were writing blogs, but we were just kind of like having ChatGPT write it. So it wasn't like we're not getting any clicks or anything like that. I feel like it's kind of maybe like a waste of time writing those type of blogs
No,
like
so
that.
ChatGPT will do it for you, but the thing is, you guys need to get really, really
Specific with it.
specific on your prompts. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Start doing a lot of webinars on how to speak to ChatGPT, because the
Okay.
more specific you get, like for example, you don't want to say write a blog for me about commercial lending. It's just gonna be
Right.
so it's gonna be so like broad that
Basic.
you
Yeah.
get like act as a copywriter drafting a blog with high SEO keyword indexing about the top
Yeah.
5 trending topics in commercial lending space.
Gotcha.
Get super specific
Niche
on
with
your
it.
prompt. Yeah, and a good keyword that like something really important to mention in that prompt is high indexing SEO keywords.
High indexing SEO
Yeah.
keyword. Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Yeah, because we were even thinking of doing. I don't know if you know the platform. I'm sure you do. Tableau, where you can do
Yeah.
like post your ad. Right. We were thinking that as well. Now we didn't really like. I've seen it and stuff. Like I was gonna look at the cost and everything like that. So yeah. So that's kind of like where we're at. We're definitely expanding everything. We already put up a few YouTube videos and stuff like that. Now we're waiting for that to grow. We just started, so we're waiting for all of that to grow. The blog should grow and everything like that. But like, what would you say? Like we're expanding all the free or the organic, right? We're doing LinkedIn outreach and everything like that. What would you say would be like to generate some kind of business right now would be the best bang for buck in terms of marketing, to input?
Dude, honestly, I think going to the door to door, you want to go to people like what Sophie was saying. Going to the people that are getting the customers already that want to buy stuff,
Mhm.
like the truck dealerships.
Mhm.
Dude, the people are like they want to buy the truck.
Mhm.
That's no questions. That's a hot lead. They want to buy the truck. Now, what do
People
they
who
need? They
want
need
for it.
lending.
Mhm.
So you need to build a relationship with that business owners or all those sales agents that are in there. That it's like, hey, dude, like I want to be the number one guy that you send all of your leads to whenever they need lending. That's
Gotcha.
that's the hottest lead you're gonna get because the guy's there. He wants a truck. So it's like he just doesn't have the money for it. Maybe
They
they're
refer us
going
to
through
it.
traditional banks and lenders, like how Sophie was saying. I mean, I don't know too much about that side. I just know that the marketing side. But those guys are gonna be super hot leads.
Now, obviously, we can definitely do that in our local market, but to be able to take advantage of like out of state, because we can't travel out of state. Would you recommend kind of like an idea of that would be to do a retargeting zone?
I mean, dude, Google's gonna be your best friend. Google's gonna be your best friend there because you can literally Google like, trucking dealerships in this area or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah,
I got
my
you. And then search
advice
about like the most reviews and stuff, and then go to those that get the most clients.
Yeah.
my advice to you guys would be to stay local for a minute. Get
Okay.
your
Okay.
couple of deals. Don't go out of the state yet. Don't go nowhere. Stay local. Get your business, get your feet wet. Because
Learn how
when
to
Okay.
do
you
the
go in
application.
person, you're going to be able to have that rapport. On the phones, that you contact a business, they're not, how many brokers they could send this deal to? So,
Yeah, that's a problem we had when we were cold calling businesses. They said like we would just go on Google and cold call businesses. They would say, "Oh, stop calling me. I've received so many calls from other brokers and stuff."
yeah, that's just not the way to go. Um, you need to stay local. Go in
Okay, stay
person,
local.
show up, talk to this business owner, whether it's the vendor selling an equipment or is a business owner on its own. Show up. Go to networking events in your local area. Once you understand the business, once you have gotten a few deals under your belt, then spread your wings. But don't start spreading your wings when you still don't even have, your business, or you don't even really know the full um knowledge of this business.
I got you. I understand. Yeah, before we actually start spending money on marketing, that's kind of what I told him. And then we let's say we spend a bunch of money on marketing and then we don't know how to handle these clients. We just spent that money with no cash flow coming in
Exactly.
to the business.
Your own clients. I know you do insurance. Your own clients of your insurance, call them. Hey, you know what? I have a new service. I'm able to get you. I'm doing commercial loans. Let me know if I could help you or anybody in your network. Just and there you already have a rapport with that customer. So that's a great lead right there. That's an organic lead for you.
Exactly. We have like that database from your job.
Yeah, and they know you. You already did a deal with them. They have trust.
You got their social and everything.
You have everything. That's an organic lead that you shouldn't take advantage of it right now.
Perfect.
I
Okay.
got you. Now one question I do have is for our lenders, and we definitely should expand our the more lenders we have. Do you think that's better? Because the issue we have is our lenders are wanting like minimum, since they're like bigger lenders, they want minimum like 40K a month in
In revenue.
revenue. So I don't want to go to door, burn that lead, and say, okay, we're going to get you a loan, and then they say, okay, I'm only making 10 grand or 12 grand per month, and then I won't be able to get them a loan. Would you say keep expanding the lender database to like
100%.
more?
Of course. You don't want to get many either, like a whole bunch, because then now you're not you want to get lenders that you're going to be able to, when you pick up the phone and you're going to submit a deal, they know your name. They know that
Okay,
you're sending them deals. Now, if you have 50 lenders and you're sending one deal per lender, they're going to say, oh, these people send me a deal a year. What do I want to deal with them? When you send me a deal, you're going to be the last one they're going to underwrite. They probably even won't even look at your deal. So you want to try to stay with, try to get 10, 15 lenders to start off with. You
okay,
know,
Okay.
make sure that you get different criterias too. Some don't like startups, others like startups. Some of them want, the AB credit. Other ones will do CD credit. So get different buckets of lenders so that when you bring in different deals, you're able to put them under those buckets. But each bucket, I would tell you, get 3 to 4 lenders, 5 the max in each bucket.
Gotcha. Okay.
okay, perfect.
And Sophia, I had a question. You had mentioned earlier in the call, like when you were talking about like networking with like real estate agents. What would would you mean like commercial real estate agent or just like the regular real estate agents?
All
Like
of
how
them.
would that benefit?
All of them. They have clients. Those clients
Okay.
own businesses.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so for them would be kind of like call them, introduce ourselves to them, and say, hey, if you know anybody that would
If
need any
any of
type
your
of business.
businesses, yeah, if any of your clients that own businesses are looking for a loan and you don't want to, say, no, I don't do that. You could refer us. That way your client stays very happy with you and we'll give you a referral fee for submitting that deal to us. Now,
Gotcha.
Okay,
that realtor has a happy client because, again, trust, comfort. They've already done a deal with that realtor. They're going to always call somebody that they've already done business with. And when they call, and yeah, they understand that she's a realtor or he's a realtor, but hey, by any chance, do you deal with anybody that does commercial loans? Sometimes they're going to, oh, no, not really. I only do real estate. Now, instead of saying that, they're going to say, oh, no, you know what? Yes, I do. I partner up with somebody that does this. Let me refer you to them. Now it's a warm lead, organic lead that they're going to say, oh, well, I trust her, so I'm going to trust you guys.
I
Gotcha.
got you. I got you.
And so we also had a kind of like an idea. Now I kind of felt like a little bit of imposter syndrome with this idea, but it was kind of like to like your point of like developing a relationship with like these dealerships that are like these auto places for like trucks or stuff like that. Like I kind of felt like they already had lenders that they could refer them to, or like these places like that receive our type of clients. I feel like they already would have lenders. Should we still like go door to door and introduce ourselves and network with them?
100%.
Okay.
100%. You
The
never
worst case
know.
scenario,
They
say
might
no.
tell
Yeah.
you, what are they going to tell you? Oh, no, I already have my lenders. I don't need any more. Okay,
Right.
well, just keep my information just in case.
Okay.
Anytime you need it, we're around.
Okay.
What is a no? Who cares? A no is it's not going to hurt you. But what
Yeah.
happens if you knock on 10 doors and out of the 10 you get 8? that tell
Yeah.
you, oh my God, yes, I get deals that I can't submit to my lenders, and I was looking for somebody that could do, my turn downs.
And they're losing
They're
Deals,
losing
revenue by
yeah.
not being able
revenue,
to
of
sell
Right.
the
course,
equipment.
of course.
Okay, perfect. So I think that kind of like a game plan for us would be stay local, stay 25, 35 miles from here in the Houston area. Go to every single I can do that every morning. Go out there 8 hours, leave flyers everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Get back, start cold calling vendors who are maybe a little bit further away from our area, but still local. Um, and that would we would say that would be like our great game plan to start getting our foot in the water and getting some type of clients and
What I
understanding.
would do with you guys is, if you're going to work together, pick a date on the calendar. Every Monday, one of you does the streets and the other one stays inside the office doing whatever administration or whatever, calling other lenders, getting other networking, or calling realtors, or calling businesses on the phone. The next day, the other one does another area. Make your maps and say, okay, today we're going to hit this little area here, and pick your dates to go out into to do cold calling. I'm not cold calling,
Door to door.
cold call, presentations, getting in front of that client, or client and customer.
So, question about that, Sophia. With the going out to the door to door with the businesses, should we do like a diversity of 50-50 of like really nice areas and like, some kind of like sub
I
market
would do
areas?
everything. I
Okay.
would do everything.
Yeah, just
I
kind of create a map
wouldn't.
where like this way I'm gonna go this way, come around back down, kind
Yeah, I would
of a
just
whole.
map it so that you could have a plan, an action plan, and that you would both are not hitting the same area, and
Yeah,
then
right,
you're
right.
wasting your time. So I would definitely get a little map and look and see where all the commercial, shops are at, warehouses. Well, you want a niche in doctors, medical buildings. I mean,
Yeah, we don't mind about. It's not really about niching. It was just kind of like what we thought might have been the best area. But for now, we're not really, unless you really recommend it. We're not really interested in niching down. We kind of want to hit everything, see what works the best for us, and then maybe niche down on that.
you could do that too, and just
Mhm.
understand what you're, you know, doing. Maybe you want to try Mondays a certain industry, Tuesdays another one, like that, and you could try that. Warehouses, um, a lot of the warehouses, mechanic shops, the mechanic shops always need equipment, working capital, all that stuff.
Okay. And then, Sophia, I know you had mentioned spas. We had also looked up online, like different, like everybody kind of like says equipment. Everywhere we search kind of says equipment, says real estate. Are there any other like other sub niches that you think would be like an underserved, industry that we should go after in terms of our cold calling and email marketing? Of course, door to door will be in our local, but for in terms of to maximize our potential in emails and stuff like that from our LinkedIn, are there any sub niches that you think we should attack really? She froze.
Yeah, I think she froze.
Is
Let's
it
see.
us or them?
I don't refresh it though.
Hello, Sophia. Do you hear us?
Yep, could hear
Oh,
you
there you
now.
are.
Okay,
Froze.
okay, yeah, froze for like 5 seconds there.
Yeah,
Okay, do you need me to repeat the question or did you hear
please.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, we of course with the local market, we're kind of tied into what's around, and we're definitely gonna create the plan and everything like that. So whatever industries are there, we're gonna go ahead and attack those. But I was just saying, in terms of maximizing with our email, and those are leads that we're pulling from LinkedIn. So the pretty good emails. What like sub niches do you recommend other than like the classic equipment one or things like that? Do you think we should attack? Like I know you mentioned spas, but is there anything else you would kind of like recommend?
I mean, I think that, restaurants are something that might be a nice niche. Body shops, mechanic shops, nail salons. They always need, to either buy new chairs, buy new of the equipment for
The hair
the
dryer.
nail,
Mhm.
the all that stuff. Yeah.
Nails salons. Okay.
Perfect. I think this is like great game plan for us. I think we overthought about it, going too big too fast instead of sticking down to our local
Yeah, you need to.
base.
Yeah, you cannot remember Bobby always says, I don't know if you listen to him, but he always says, start at the level you're at and maximize it until you hit that ceiling that you are saying, I am an expert. And even then, he always tells you, look behind, look on the sides, make sure that that square that you're in, that level, that you've maximized every corner of it before you level up. You cannot go into a ladder and just leap up to the top and think that you're going to succeed. You haven't even gone a foundation. You haven't even built a foundation. When you start, if you do what you were just saying, you're going to be putting blocks and blocks and it's going to collapse on you because the foundation is so weak.
I got you exactly.
Every business, your foundation has to be made out of concrete, not wood, not
Concrete.
sand. It needs to be concrete. So when that base is set, whatever you put on top of it, even if it collapsed, it's not going no further than that base. And it's easy to rebuild.
We have the experience of how we got to this level now. It'll be faster to get there.
Every level needs to be solid.
Solid.
And you need to start at the beginning. You cannot, you remember, I always tell this to everybody, the stack and rack, stack knowledge and information before you rack it into an investment.
I like that a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Very true.
That's pretty good.
Perfect. I would say our last question would probably be, is there anything that maybe we didn't mention or anything like that that you would recommend for us to get started in this business?
I would tell you again, get knowledge. Live on the YouTube channel on commercial capital. Learn it, learn it, learn it. Get all the information you could get. Sales. Start learning. Get solid on your sales skills. Sales skills right now are going to be the most important for you. Understanding a client, understanding how to, receive the no's to turn them into a yes.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. Because we were all another thing we were gonna do. We were gonna go and invest into a program that was $25,000 that we had seen online, and it was gonna like teach us everything about commercial capital and everything like that. That's why we wanted to get on this call with you to like before we did something with the marketing money that we have, or some before we did this over here and pull a loan or something like that, or whatever crazy idea we were kind of thinking. We wanted to speak with you there, since you have the best
Which
knowledge.
one is it? Who's the name of the guy?
Commercial training academy, something like that. The one in New York.
Yeah. I know. I know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were gonna go there with their cheapest to gold plan and everything like that. But we didn't kind of know like if it was gonna work or not, like because we were also thinking about how like what Bobby says, what you say, and things like that. And then yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, they have a pretty cool program. Can you learn it on your own? Yes, but it's like I always say, your mentors and your coaches is the best thing you could ever invest your money on because they're gonna give you a paved road. And
Right.
you're gonna scrape your knees. I'm not telling you you're not, but
Right.
at least it's on a paved road and not on a rocky road that you're gonna keep on
Twist an
tripping over
ankle.
it. You know,
Yeah.
this time around, you have a paved road, and if you slip and you know, scrape your knee, you're able to get up on a solid ground. So I'm not gonna tell you no because I think it's I believe in coaching and mentors are super important. So if you again do your research on them, look at their reviews, look and see of other clients that have used them. But I think it's a good idea. You don't know this industry.
Awesome.
Gotcha.
Do you have any other questions?
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask you, Sophia. I think it's a great point that you make. Of course, like how you say, always do your research and everything like that. But like, how do you know? Like, what do you look at when you're doing research to know, like, oh, this person's real, this person's fake? Because there's so much information out there. Like, how can we separate the fake people from, like, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. We should listen to this guy.
I mean, Google reviews and really doing the deep dive on that person, it's
Okay.
you have no other way of really knowing unless you have somebody that's already experienced dealing with that person. Otherwise, you have to go based on, you know, Google, our best friend right now.
Yeah.
You'll find if there's if they're not good, if they're people that are scamming you, or they're just you really don't know what they're doing, you'll find it in reviews if you really go deep in and look it up. You'll find that.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm all good. Oh, what's right here? Right here, this one.
Which one?
Right here. Number 6.
Is there any
Softwares.
Oh, is there? Well, I think we probably got ahead of ourselves here. But is there any like softwares or programs you would recommend for us, or is that don't worry about that right now? Start worrying about going door to door and getting something through the door before we even worry about anything like that.
Yeah, I'll refer you to a good softwares that I think that are good. They're expensive, all software are expensive.
Yeah.
You do need some sort of system. You need a
CRM.
CRM,
Yeah.
and when you need it for the beginning, maybe you should look into. I don't know of a cheap CRM, but I could send you the ones that I know of. There's one that's very reasonable. Yeah, the Go High Level, and I could introduce you to
Oh, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Gary.
High level close. Have you heard of close?
Yes.
Close. That's one we've used before, and we like. It's only like 30 a month. It's not expensive for us.
Yeah, and so I would just, and of course you're gonna level up, and then the switch over of the CRM to a new system is always a difficult thing because some just don't correlate with
Right.
another, and you can't transfer the information. But at the beginning, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Mm.
So, but I will introduce you to somebody that has the Go High Level. His name is Gary. He's funly. He's like the coach, and that's the only thing he does is software for commercial loans.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'll
Mhm.
introduce you to that. Zoom Info, which is for the leads. I'll introduce you to Summit, which is who we use for our mailer.
Awesome.
So yeah. So
Now
there's a few people.
I have one more question. Kind of talking around with people in the industry, because what I've been doing, I've been getting calls with like softwares and stuff to kind of like learn more about the industry. There is this guy, and he started explaining that they have events in Las Vegas for lenders and stuff, and they have them in September. I think the 23rd. Now they have another event. Is that something you think it's worth to spend the money, go to Vegas, and
Who is it?
the person was
forgot.
from Lending Wise, and then National Business Capital. They also told us that they're going to be like their main sponsor over there for that.
Yeah, Lending Wise is an amazing software.
Lending Wise.
Super expensive.
Yeah, they told us 2,500 and then 500 something a month.
700 and something a month.
700 something a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I spoke with him to kind of see what was out there and what information is
Yeah,
out
I
there.
don't know. I would definitely go to all those. I go to all of them. I love, I'm going to one right now in Orlando, come September, and it's all about commercial lending. I try to go to as many because you can never learn enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's always new products that come in. There's something that's always changing. There's always new lenders that come into the space. And there is where you're going to meet everybody and be able to mingle with the people that are in the industry. So you will be able to pick up a lot of information. Yes,
And as
I
well as
will
new lenders and
definitely
stuff
go.
that maybe are not
Just
as
make sure it's worth it, and that it really is about commercial lending, and that, because lending wise, they're there for their software.
yeah.
So
That's how
they
you,
want you to go there for what if you get there and it's all about software or about generating leads? You
Mm.
don't care about that. That's not important to you.
it's like you're saying, always do that research, make sure, do our due diligence, and make
Yeah,
sure it's
make
worth
sure
it for us.
that it's a conference or a seminar that's gonna bring you value. But if it brings you value, spend all the money in the world that you have in order to get knowledge. That is the most important thing.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Do you have any other questions?
No, that was my last question.
Awesome. Thank you very
Well,
much, Sophia. Really appreciate it. Do you mind if we get 60 or 90 days from now, we book another time slot with you? If we have any other
Do it.
questions?
Do it whenever. Do it every week. It's fine.
Awesome.
That's what this is for. This is what I
Awesome.
do this
Awesome.
for.
Thank you
Yes.
very much, Sophia. Really appreciate it.
Sending you the best of luck and a lot of good vibes your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
GMA.
You too. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Appreciate it.